Okay, so I just wanted to post a dream I had last night, and it was a really weird dream, but it was I found out it was very prophetic as well, and there's a lot of symbolism in it. So I just want to go ahead and tell my dream. Alright, so I had a dream that as my husband and I were walking out the door of our house, I saw like a spark of fire, or a little bit of fire that was on top of the door on the ledge part, and we ended up not thinking much of it, so we left and we got in our car. And we drove off. We drove a little ways, and then I started to notice like little sparks, or like little fire, a little like underneath the car a little bit here and there, like I was saying. Then I noticed like a huge, almost like bubble, almost like a nuclear type bubble thing. And when I saw it, it only took a minute, and then everything just exploded, just like exploded, went boom, like that. And it didn't completely explode, but it exploded a little bit. So we ended up getting back in the car. We drove a little bit ways. Then later on in the dream, I noticed that we were driving the same car again. And this time it was my husband and me and my little girl and a friend of ours that were driving. But this time we were driving along a highway like this, on this side. As we were driving along this highway, I looked over at the dashboard and then looked over like towards the ground area where the tires were. And on the ground area, I ended up seeing like fire, like a lot of fire, like on this side and this side. And I told my husband, and I was like, you know, Charles, you know, you need to stop the car now. There's a lot of fire under the car. There's fire. That's what I said. So we hurried up. We ended up pulling over, hurried up, stopped the car, got out of our seatbelts, got out of the car quickly as we could, very quickly. And we got my little girl extremely fast. Everybody got out of the car. And that was the last I remember that one. And then I remember the next scene, later on after all this was done with, we were, in this dream I noticed we went to a restaurant. It was kind of big, but kind of like not. And we sat a little ways in the back. I noticed we were with a bunch of friends, and we were talking, like a bunch of friends from like YouTube, Facebook, stuff like that. We were just sitting and chatting with friends, like about judgment and destruction and about other things that were going on. Just like we were old friends. I remember I saw my friend from Facebook on there was Elizabeth, and my husband was there, and I noticed my daughter was there, and our friend TJ was there. I also saw Jesus Lives 444, yes, I saw you, and I believe I also saw Terry there as well. But we were all talking like we were old friends, like we knew each other for years. I remember this. And we were just talking about a bunch of things, and me, as I always have a notebook handy, I believe I had a notebook open, and I was talking about a bunch of things back and forth as well with you guys all. And it seems like all of us were confirming each other in this restaurant that we were at. So we were all confirming what we had been seeing, with what been told and saw, and stuff like that. So I just wanted to tell my dream and let you guys know. I also had got the sense in this dream in the restaurant that some had made it, but not everybody had made it. So there was a few that had made it inside, like inside this restaurant, inside this place as well. I also got a very strong sense earlier today that as we're approaching and we're so close, that we should be praying to be not deceived, because there's a lot of deceivers out there right now, no matter where you're at. So, like, seek the Lord in everything, and, you know, ask Him, is this true, is this not, things like that. We should not, I agree, we shouldn't always be going to other people for words and stuff like that, but we should be seeking the Lord. That's what I like to do, that's what we should be doing. But I love you all. And I just wanted to get out there. The judgment is very, very, very close. I keep saying this over and over and over. Lord keeps showing me this over and over. It's so intense. It's intense. So, yes, I just wanted to get that there. I love you all, and God bless you all. And be ready, because Lord's coming. He is coming. Bye-bye. Love you all.